Hey everyone, I'll start by saying thank you guys for joining another YouTube video. And this one's not going to be as happy as I want it to be because it's Monday and I've already lost all the profits that I made last week. So it wasn't, thousands of dollars, but you know, I value profits on, I just value the profits. I have a lot of respect for the profits because I was at a point where for a long while where I was just going back to back to back to back to back and back and back, losing weeks for years, like 5, 6 years. It wasn't like forever for the entire span of 6 years, but it was for a good majority of weeks out of the 6 years that I've known about trading. So, I mean, we're still early in the week, but I'm just not a happy camper about how the week's been going so far. Last video that I posted, it was about the 160 to 1,000 titled somewhere, something like that. And if you look back at my most previous video, it was like 5 minutes played out with sound. The rest of the entire hour or 45-minute long video, it was literally muted. So, uh, I'm not gonna delete it. I'm just gonna act as if it never happened, and I'll just start sharing my screen, showing you guys what I think is gonna happen this week. Again, I think this is more updated, obviously, because we have gotten some market movement since the week started. I'm thinking if I were to look at if I were to look at GBP USD, I would say that this could be a good potential trade. I would keep this green. I'm gonna just unmark everything, start from scratch. Unmark the entire list, everything. Honestly, don't really think that this week is, I don't know, who knows? Let's see. So here's what happened. Entered this GBP CAD trade last week, and this is what low-key set me up to a losing week because I was already in this trade from last week and I was just set up for failure. Unfortunately, seems like if we were to delete everything here, we'll see. I want to make sure that this is not muted. Hopefully it's not. If we look at the daily time frame, all right, let's look at the daily time frame. I would say that this is the daily low right here. I would still consider that a daily low. Now, if we get like a good you know, market structure shift around this area, maybe, maybe we can start looking for some buys. Ultimately though, I see a lot of GBP pairs going weak. So, if I had to guess, DXY is going up. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't even have to look. I did not have to look. I just figured. You see GBP USD going bearish, DXY most likely is going to be going bullish because we know how that works. We know the correspondence. Now, I think this is an important level right here because this could indicate, honestly, this right here could indicate. I mean, actually, yeah, this right here. If we get price to close above $99 on the US dollar, best believe US dollar is going to be starting to shoot. Um, all right, now GBP CAD. So not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. I honestly didn't really expect much more out of this GBP CAD trade, especially because this is like how long, you know, this is like 522. It's like a 522 point move. So I didn't really expect it to actually happen. You know what I mean? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Next, I see that GBP USD has gone bearish on the daily time frame officially. Now, if we look at the scale into the 4 hour time frame, we can see that price could potentially push up into this area right around here, and we'll just have to wait to see if price comes back. I'll leave that for it to be green. Then we have a daily time frame on Euro AUD, which is obviously bullish overall, but if we look in the midst, we can see bearish momentum daily. This is internal daily price action. Then we scale down to the 4 hour, we can see there's 4 hour uh price action. Now, if we are respecting this as internal daily price action and 4 hour time frame goes bearish, which would be from this point to this point. So I would say it's gone. Mm, honestly, I'm not sure if I want to even look at this because this looks like a lot of. Honestly, this looks like a mess. I really wouldn't trade this. I just won't. It looked better when I was looking at it before. GBP CAD, no. AUD NZD, let's see. We got the daily time frame clearly bullish. We've got 4 hour time frame indicating that it's bearish. Now, if the 4 hour time frame is indicating bearish, we should see some price drop down here. You can see there's 4 hour imbalance here, so I'm gonna keep this alert down below, and we can even see some 4 hour price action around this area or imbalance around this area. So I'm gonna just label this 1 hour, 1 hour. So we got two 1 hours because if we just stay here and sit here and wait for 4 hour shifts before entering for a TP of 1.09906, it's gonna be all day. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame considering daily time frame is bullish. And what I would say is I'm waiting for that 1 hour time frame. So let's keep this green, GBP CHF. Uh, daily seems to be daily seems to be bearish. Not only does that seem to be bearish, but right, 4 hour time frame seems to be bearish. However, if we look at the 30 minute and 15 minute, we're making bearish moves. I'm considering taking this trade if price comes back to where I want it, which is around this area right here. So that's why I got an alert there. Price came up around here Monday, 9 a.m., right? 9 a.m. or 9:15. New York session has not came back since. So potentially London session or New York session, we should see some momentum. I think that we should see some momentum up in this area. If I look at the 5 minute, I do see some imbalance here. So it gives some reasons for why I think price should come back and give us about a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Maybe even better, because if we can get some price action above that imbalance, I mean, close to a 1 to 5, right? Ultimately, I'm looking for price to come down in this area below. So I'm gonna delete that right there. There we go. This is green. I'm gonna say this is my number one pick. GBP USD, AUD NZD, second pick. I think these are both. These might all three be. Let's check. GBP CHF is going to the A++ list. Delete, delete, and delete, 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 delete. Internal to external, for sure. Internal to external, like I said, just means it's a pullback, boom, pullback is here, boom. That's literally the setup. So we're looking at that pullback. Now, if we're looking at that pullback, that's internal to external. GBP USD. What's GBP USD look like? Bearish, 4-hour time frame also bearish. Ah, man, GBP USD, I would consider this A plus plus, and it's going internal to external. AUD NZD. We're gonna consider this as A plus plus setup, and it'll go obviously internal to external. Um, let's look at the daily though. Daily areas of interest. We've got one hit. We've got a lot of hits here. If you look in this range right here, you can see there's a lot of daily respect. Could we move this to the right? It might be too. Yeah, let's get that right there. Delete that, but we're gonna now save this. Save that setup. Oh, I don't know if I saved it. I did save it. Or, let's see if I could, what is don't extend? Top, inside, bottom, right, center, left. I'll just leave it how it is. I think this should be good. And next, we're gonna move on to Euro JPY. So Euro is looking like the daily time frame is bullish. Now, since we got daily time frame indications that are going bullish, 4-hour time frame indicates that we're in fact bullish, right? 4-hour time frame indicates we're bullish. What about the 15-minute time frame? Now, I would argue that we could come here and get maybe a 15, 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour shift around this location. Why? Well, just look here. This doesn't look pleasant. Like, we've already got a wick that tapped into this imbalance, which could potentially deactivate the move once price came into that area. Two, in order for us to consider this trade, we'd have to wait until price comes, breaks that structure, creating a new high, and then we take the, it pretty much essentially like that, and then we would enter, which gives us a lower risk to reward. So I would rather take the setup, obviously in this area, over this area. Just me personally, gives a better risk to reward. So if it were up to me, I would say I would look at this one all day. And obviously, this is going to be internal to external, but this is actually on the top of the radar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, and first in line, second in line, third in line, fourth in line. Just, I'm just going based on experience and also just what logically makes the most sense for myself personally. And then we've got, oh, look what we have. We've got a daily high. So I'm thinking that I guess I'm not. I guess I'm not bugging. So, boom. If we look, we can see that this is a daily low, this is a daily high. That means we should get a pullback, right? We should get a pullback. If we look at the 4 hour time frame, 4 hours has been making a lot of bearish moves. Honestly, though, I don't foresee price going any higher, but it's not really up to us to make that, decision. So I would say let's look at the range, daily high, daily low. Boom. I'm just gonna start making it easy for myself. Once I see price discounted, this is literally the way that I'm trading. Daily high, daily low. Boom. And then when it comes to 4 hour, you already know. To make it easier for myself though, I might delete these stuff. 30-minute high, 30-minute low. I'm not really 4 hour and 30-minute low. And I don't really trade like this anymore. Sometimes your setup starts to change. Like the weekly doesn't even really apply to my system anymore. I don't really look at that anymore. Daily, like target, I already know what the target is. Like weekly is not even important. Boom. Just literally daily highs, daily lows, 4 hour highs, 4 hour lows. I'm just making it more bland, easier to understand. Also, what I'm gonna change is the color of the candles. I'm in that, when you get into that like era, you get into that like vibe where you just feel like it's time to make changes. I'm at that point. Now, I could do red, but I don't think I want to. So let's switch this up. I'll do, I think we're in that era where we'll do like a light gray, semi-light gray, and like a pinkish purple. Unless that might mess with my eyes. Or a darkish gray. Yeah, darkish gray, low key, pinkish purple. Um, it's almost like I go with anything else except blue and red. All right, next. What's the hour say? The hour is stating that we're bearish. I do see imbalance here. This happened on Friday. Low key, we could still get a 15-minute shift around this area. 15 or even 5 minute. I might exclude taking trades with US 30 or on US 30 for Mondays because that normally is my downfall. That is my downfall. Especially if I don't see a 30-minute shift. The 15-minute shifts are literally setups. As you can see, I took this trade this week and I was set up. Same price. But if you look left, it's not even really not even much imbalance. Like I seen imbalance here, but I guess it wasn't reasonable. 5 minute though here? I don't know if this is reasonable. We'll see. We will see. GBP NZD. Literally been waiting. But this is external to internal, so I really don't know if I want to do this. It's made a. This is the low right here. Oh, the low is down here. I'm expecting price to come in here, but this is a low. I mean, could be 1 to 4. I'll make it green, but it's not gonna be a high probability trade setup. Definitely on the watch list though. We got a high of 2.3 or 20.4 and 2.3288 actually. Close 2.32876. The only way I understand. Um, which one's higher? Hmm. This just helps understand the range. So price could actually come down into this area. Daily time frame is also mimicking the 4 hour time frame's range. So 4 hour low and I mean I want to stick to I guess I could do this. Stick to here too. 4 hour high. And then I can also do boom. I'm going to change that back over to the 4 hour low and the 4 hour high. So that we know what to look for in this range. Green. I think this would be a great trade and it would probably be A plus plus. Internal to external. Priority list third. GBP AUD. I'm gonna just look at, you can see price turn bearish here, the candle closer there. Not only that, 4 hour time frame GBP AUD has gone from 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, boom. There we go. So this is our range. I can expect price to climb. This was Monday's high, so this made equal highs. Obviously, I wanted to, I mean, not obvious, but I feel that it wanted people to think that price is just gonna stop right here, but I could be wrong. And I think that price could climb up here. Because if we even look at the 4 hour time frame, there's an imbalance. Even the 1 hour, also 30 minute and maybe 15 as well. Yep, 15 minute. There hasn't been a 15 minute market structure here, so I would assume, especially because the 1 hour has shifted from bearish to bullish, I can assume that we're gonna get price to actually go up in value for a bit. The low, this is a risky trade right here to take. I mean, risk takers would enter here, go against external to internal would be their setup, and they would probably demolish that right there. This is a high risk trade. I wouldn't do that. Could it work? Maybe. Should I try it? Possibly. I might. I do want to try it. Like it looks fun, but I don't know if I want to, guys. Because price can easily come back into this area. It's a good trade setup, like risk to reward, though. The 4 hour is strange, too, for it to sit right there on the 4 hour. Strange. What about the 30 minute? The 30 minute, yeah. Wait, the 30 minute turned bullish? No, the 30 minute didn't even turn bullish. Wait a second. No, it hasn't. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's a red flag for me. Dang. Here, look, I'm gonna do, and boom. There we go. This is also a great trade idea, but who knows if it's gonna happen this week. I'll still keep it as an idea, and I'd rate this out of these trades, it'll be number 4 in my books. NZDJPY. Delete these drawings. We've got daily is bullish, creating higher highs. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frames finally created a high last actually on Sunday. So now it seems that since the 4 hour time frame, has there been a 1 hour shift? There has not been a 1 hour shift yet. But, but, this is the 4 hour low, which makes this the 4 hour high. And now if we look at the 4 hour, we see some imbalance here. Look at the 1 hour, we see some imbalance. Not here, not here, but honestly, I'm not sure if this just ultimately goes bearish. That might just happen, that this just breaks down. We would be going against the trend if you were to take something other than this for a swing trader, in my opinion. Maybe green. I don't know. Not on my watch list though. Euro, euro, euro. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Daily, obviously bullish. Let me clear this out because I haven't traded this in a minute, but I've been marking you up for a long time. Ah, all right. So daily, let's start with daily range, right? We got the daily range down pat. 4 hour time frame is going buck. It shifted from bullish to bearish, which means it's probably chasing the daily low. That's the target. That's unfortunate. Because what does that say? That could mean, what is this? What time was this in the morning? This could have been a calm candle close right there. That could be a calm. These risk to rewards that can happen, potentially. I need to start catching these stuff, but I'm still learning the market order flow. 'Cause sometimes the structure breaks, but I think it's highly unlikely for the 1 hour to break. So more unlikely for the 1 hour to break than any other time frame. But if I were to, I guess I can do either one. So 50% of that range, that would give about a 1 to 11. But if I did wait until the 5 minute changed, I would enter on the close of the down candle for 5 minute, giving me 1 to 16 risk to reward. But I'd have to, I guess I'd risk less since it's a different way of trading. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's still going against the trend, so not really a fan. delete down here. Daily bullish. Red. This all just looks disgusting for JPY. The Japanese dollar literally is looking disgusting. All right, we've got stuff that I'm just not interested in. JPY just looks disgusting. It just looks nasty. Like, why would anybody want to trade that right now? Ultimately, we're bullish. Ultimately, we're bullish. But the 4 hour though, bearish. So we're gonna start seeing JPY go bullish. Is that what I'm seeing? I thought my eyes were playing games just now. I'm not sure about this, honestly. It's just a lot of consolidation. Alright. NZD was D. Remove drawings. We got indication that we're did that by accident. Daily high and daily low. Okay, so why would the 4 hour hmm. My thing is why would the 4 hour go from hmm. It went from bearish to bullish back to bearish. Why? For what? This is NZD/USD, so this means the US dollar is obviously in control now. But how would you trade this? Would you take this low out because 4 hour went bearish and take the daily low out? Like Monday, Sunday. So this happened Sunday, Monday. 15 minute, I guess. I I guess this would have been a tremendous profit. Just being on the right side of the market. When did this happen? This happened around this time. They're making moves undercover. That's crazy. It's a red for me. Not interested. Let's look at look at that. CHF JPY daily indicates bullish. 4 hour indicates bearish. It's not good. Not good. This is not what I expected. How we do this? Because the daily's bearish. So if the daily's bearish, USD CHF, this could mean CHF is overpowering the US dollar. I mean, that's a possibility, but because I've seen a lot of USDs countries going against the US dollar, but that's what I see. I see this on the daily, so I would short it. I would short it right here. Green. Let's get it. Not sure what would happen, but this is a good one. Probably put this here in terms of risk to reward. Daily lost his mind. Gold also lost its mind, but gold is capable of very crazy things. La 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 la. Wish I had shorted where I wanted to up here, but I didn't. It was the most obvious thing to do. Literally the most obvious thing to do. But I didn't. Guess I gotta study the markets more. I gotta study more, guys. Not a fan of any of these. So that's my take on this week, guys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the batch to keep an eye out. Let's just take a look at these. These are having some interesting moves. These moves are interesting that are happening right now. To trade something like this. Hmm. I'd say that's also something to keep in mind. Make that green. Let's look at some US oil. US oil has gone bullish. Hmm. Actually, it's not bullish for the daily. The daily is still bearish. Hmm. That's interesting. The month. The monthly is bearish. It's the monthly low, daily time frame. Hmm. To analyze if price is going bullish or bearish for daily, this gets tougher and tougher. — 80148. Boom. How about this? 80124. 24. Close. So this is a high. Then price closes here. So now we've got a pullback. And then once we've got the pullback, it's created our 4-hour shift. Next, we wait for see if we can get some movement. Something could shake here. Um, that's all I'm gonna really look at. I think I'm done for the day. I'm done looking up pretty much pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if you guys want to see that I'm down for the week, but I've lost $204 on a Monday. So if you think your day's going bad, you think your week's going bad, maybe it could be worse than this, but hope it's not. Um, Now if we look at my other Trade Locker account though, I've also lost, but obviously it's not that much. 50, almost $50, the smaller account. This is the 160 to 1,000. Every time I get closer and closer, I take like steps back. What? It's a part of the process. I get it. I understand. Again, keep following along. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are making some money. I hope you guys are staying focused, staying consistent, continuing to drive further and further into your, ultimate goal and becoming a better person, better than who you are now. Just keep going. And thank you guys for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe. The link in the bio is, or in the description, is for anyone who's interested in joining my free community where I share my trade ideas and I share whether I'm going to take the trade or not as soon as I take the trade. And I share with you guys my stop loss and my take profit, no cost at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching.